Today, something unusual is going to happen at Flora Gardens School. Teacher Diane Allman will be given the opportunity to step back from teaching and observe the positive teaching and behaviour management strategies that Life Education educator Sarah Cooper will be using with the children of Year 2. The Life Education Mobile Learning Centre is in the playground, and a secret monitor has been tucked away in the head teacher's office for Diana to watch. Mita Gordon, an expert in positive teaching and behaviour management techniques, will be joining Diana to observe and comment on Sarah's teaching strategies.
Right, Year 2, if you could just look this way. Welcome to the Life Bus. We're going to go into it in a moment. Now we've got some steps to go up, so if you could go up one at a time so you're really safe. Hold on to the railing if you want to. And at the mat, at the top there's a green mat. Just wipe your feet on the mat so that all the dirt stays out here, okay? Now when we get in, we're going to sit looking at the black curtain, which is just this end. And if you could sit in rows of 3, that would be fantastic. Do you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent, you're going up the stairs beautifully.
The children were very excited about coming into the Life Bus this morning. I wonder if you could talk to me about the strategies that Sarah's using to calm them down a bit so that they're ready for learning.
Yeah, I mean, she's using a very calm voice, and that instantly calms the children down. Also, she's setting a very clear contract about what she's expecting from them. Even just going up the stairs into the classroom, she's letting them know exactly how to go up there, to be very careful, where to go once they're inside, where to sit down.
So you're going to sit looking at the black curtain just there. Well done. Don't forget to wipe your feet. Oh, fantastic. That's it.
They just need those clear instructions to help them, and that's calming them down because they know exactly what's going on, what's expected of them.
Yes, even so far as 3 in a row. So rows of 3, I noticed that.
And you know, in class, when you want to say something, you put your hand up, don't you? Yeah. Do you think you could do the same in here so that we can all hear your brilliant ideas?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. Right, well, you know, today we're going to have a think about something that you've all brought with you, but you can't see because we keep them inside. We're going to have a think about our feelings. Thank you, Daniel. How did you feel?
Happy.
Oh, lovely. And what's your name? Oh, thank you. Okay, just wait till it's quiet again. Okay, well done. Okay, last one. How did you feel? I'm not sure. You're catchier, aren't you? Because you led us in. Yeah, thank you. What nice feelings. Well, you know, sometimes we can work out what someone's feeling by looking at their face and looking at how they're standing. And we're going to do that just now.
I wonder if you could talk to me a bit about Sarah's body language, because she's creating a very positive atmosphere in the classroom, but she's still got control.
As you can see, she's smiling, which instantly creates a warm environment. And there's also lots of active listening. So she's nodding, she's looking interested, and she's got eye contact, which is fantastic.
Yeah, just behind Mohammed.
Shy and nervous.
Yeah, he does look a bit like that, doesn't he? Thank you. What's your name?
Minna.
Minna. Thank you, Minna.
There's also lots of open hand gestures, and again, that's to make the environment warm and inviting. It encourages children to take part rather than pointing at them, which can be quite threatening.
Yes, Sarah's face is very animated.
Oh, okay, put your hands down because you haven't seen it yet, have you? Right.
It all helps to engage the children, and she uses her voice, the expression on her face, and it's to create that warm environment.
What a lovely thing to do. What a nice class. Thank you. Hands down.
Sarah's giving a lot of praise to the children when they answer.
She's giving a lot of praise because that raises self-esteem, and praising them for good behaviour is going to encourage them to carry on with that behaviour.
Yeah, they felt happier. Well done. Thank you. Remind me of your name. Thank you, Zainab. Yeah.
Psychologists have found as well that there's never too much praise, and people sometimes think it's a small thing, but a lot of praise goes a very long way. They say it's 5 positives to counteract 1 negative. So there's lots of space there to give lots of praise and to raise their self-esteem. And if their self-esteem is higher, then they're going to have better achievement levels.
So next time you see someone...
There's also things like labelled praise, so that children know exactly why they're being praised, what it is they've actually done, and you can see Sarah using that.
Well done to all those people who are putting up their hands really quietly and are not shouting out. Well done. Yeah.
It's not good enough just to say, that's good, is it?
Exactly. Children need to know what it is they've done that's been really good, because then they're more likely to repeat that behaviour.
And they're in a group here, aren't they? Yeah, well done.
He's on his own.
He's on his own, thank you, Daniel. Yeah.
The other thing about praise is that it's also to do with encouraging them to take part, to have a go. So even if they say something that's the wrong answer, we praise them because they've had a go, and we can correct that answer later on, but we want to encourage them to keep having a go and not to give up.
Yes, it's true. As teachers, we all know the importance of praise, but sometimes we forget how equally important it is to praise the children for having a go, as well as for getting the answer right.
He does look a bit left out, doesn't he? What's your name, Connie? Yeah, thank you, Connie. Yeah, he looks a bit left out. Now, what makes us think he might be a bit left out? Can anyone tell us? What do you think?
Sarah's asking a lot of open questions. Can you explain your philosophy about that?
Basically, by asking open questions, it gives the children lots of opportunity to give any information that they've heard about that topic. So it's not saying what's the answer to this, it's asking them to, or encouraging them to have a go, and it's getting the children to think in a broader aspect about that topic.
Right, we talk about taking a risk in class, so is that the sort of thinking?
Yeah, so basically there's no wrong answer, so whatever they say will be accepted, and it gives them the opportunity to say what they want to say about that subject.
Excellent, well done. You know, you've come up with some brilliant ideas. We're going to try a couple of them, okay? Muscle right in the middle of our chest is our heart. Can anyone tell us anything about the heart? Who'd like to tell us something about the heart? Go on, Ina.
When you run, you feel your heart and it goes really fast, like
Yeah, well done. Thank you, Ina.
I'm very impressed at the way Sarah's using the children's names when she talks to them.
Yeah, it's something that we do all use. Basically, there's a part of the brain that triggers a feel-good factor when people hear their name being used, and it really raises a child's self-esteem when someone uses their name and remembers their name as well.
Mohammed, you've got your hand up really quietly, well done.
That's interesting. From my point of view, I know I tend to use children's names either to ask a child to do something or to ask them not to do something. So perhaps from now on I'll try and use it when as a form of praise and to raise their self-esteem.
We're just going to have a think about how much energy we've got at the moment. So put your hands behind your back.
I hadn't noticed until just now the inclusive language that Sarah's using. She doesn't seem to say "show me" when she talks to the children.
And in a moment, you're going to show us how much energy you've got.
You notice that she said show us, or show us this, show us that, because it's basically trying to make it more of a shared adventure for the children, rather than it just being a child giving a teacher an answer, and it's to give them more motivation because they're all gaining from it.
1, 2, 3. Fantastic, got lots of you with lots of energy, well done, hands down.
Can we talk a little bit about Sarah's pace and how she knows when to move on?
Basically, lessons are sort of divided into sort of high energy, low energy parts, and so there'll be times when in a programme where there'll be reflective parts and then active parts to keep the children engaged.
And what happens if the children begin to lose concentration?
Well, we have strategies where we use our voice in different ways as well. For instance, if they are getting a bit lively or noisier, then we can basically wait.
There was just one, oh, we're just looking this way. There were a couple of people who didn't oh, we'll just wait till it's really quiet now.
And then she'll lower her voice as well, and she'll become very calm, which then will help them to become calmer. And when there's something a bit more active happening, then she can raise her voice again, or if they're very quiet, she can raise her voice and be again a bit more animated to get them more involved.
Three things into their body to give themselves some energy. What do you think? Put up your hand if you'd like to tell us. Or let's choose someone who's sitting there really quietly, who's not making any noise with their hand up. What do you think, Minna?
Oxygen.
Brilliant, well done. Oxygen. Fantastic. And just like Minna said, the bones there are keeping the heart really safe. And Bayan's found some blood tubes, because we've got tubes all over the body, and that's what the blood moves around in.
Sarah sometimes uses a child's answers from earlier in the session. Is that to reinforce their learning?
It is partly to do with that, but it's also to raise their self-esteem, because if the educator can remember the child, their name and the answer, then it increases their self-esteem, because the child thinks, wow, you know, the educator remembered what I said and has remembered my name. So it's a feel-good factor.
Now, Minna said we needed oxygen. So when we breathe in, does anyone have any idea what two places the oxygen goes to? Harold, you don't look very well, but you know, year 2, they said they're going to smile at you. Do you think you'll be okay to have a look at them? You will? Okay.
Can you explain how Sarah is managing to involve those less confident, quieter children?
We try a few different strategies. We'll have work in pairs or in small groups, so that the ones that don't feel able to contribute by putting their hands up can have a go by talking to their friends.
Harold said just before he came out to say hello to you, he was going to take some of Jocko's cough medicine. Well, Harold, I don't think it's a good idea for you to take some of Jocko's cough medicine. Do you think it's a good idea for him to take some of Jocko's cough medicine? No, it isn't. Tell you what, if you just turn to the person next to you and tell them why you think it's not a good idea for Harold to take some of Jocko's cough medicine.
The other thing we do is that we will actually try and encourage them to take part by looking at them when we're asking a question. But what we won't do, which teachers might do sometimes, is that we won't actually pick on children that haven't got their hand up, that aren't volunteering, because that can cause anxiety, and we really don't want that. Fear is one of the biggest barriers to learning and problem solving.
Who can put up their hand and tell us where a safe place is for medicines? Where do you think? Bayan?
Hide in a cupboard.
Yeah, well done, thank you. Oh, lovely, you're looking after Harold so nicely, thank you.
Thank you. I've really enjoyed being able to observe this morning's sessions, because although I know all these positive behaviour management strategies, it's been really useful to see them concentrated into a short space of time.